Welcome to Moonlight Madness. Today we're doing the signs of air. And if ever there was a time for air, I've picked up 2 air signs and then I got a 5 of wands, which is Aquarian energy because we're in Aquarius right now. So I'm reading for not just me, but for my 2 boys. They both have air in their chart prominently. One's a Libran, the other one's a Scorpion, but they both have an Aquarian placement like I do. That's why we all get along. And we also both have Gemini placement, which is again why we all get along. We're big kids of the zodiac, the Geminis. So the deck I'm using today is the Lover's Path Tarot by Chris, that's my youngest son's name, Walderher. And it's a Lover's Path tarot deck. I can do a Lover's Path spread, but I just decided to do a normal tarot spread today. The first card I picked up was 6 of Cups. Some of you may be thinking about past experiences, past people, past loves. They may arrive on your doorstep. They might just turn up. I don't know. I just know that the 6 of Cups is looking back on old photographs, old memories. Maybe you're looking back on old times when the kids were little. Shedding and thoughts and the ability to create sweetness within the home, incorporating the strength of the past into the present. You may be looking at old photographs, and then you've got Judgment. Now, Judgment to me is a Scorpion card, and my youngest son is a Scorpion. Judgment is that you feel like you're being judged by members of your family, and you don't like it much, and you're telling them, I'm not going to be judged by you. You can sit and judge others, but you don't get to judge me because you haven't walked in my shoes, is what I'm getting. You've not lived through the thing called my life, because if you had, I don't think you would have survived. Judgment is 20. It's choices. A choice must be made, sometimes between higher and lower impulses. Passage into one phase of life, self-knowledge. Knowing that, why should people be judging you? So you've got 5 of arrows and you've got 5 of staves. 5 of arrows is normally fights and infights in families, normally. And then you've got 5 of staves crowning you. Then you've got the contemplation card, you've got the hermit card. So you may have Virgo strongly placed in your chart, and the Virgo person keeps to themselves and doesn't want to be involved in drama. Maybe you just don't want to be involved, and you're telling them, I don't want to be involved, don't involve me, I don't want to know. So they have to respect that. Maybe you've blocked a few people. Retreat into inner silence at this time. Be a monk. Your needs are not so focused on relationships with others, but on your relationship with yourself. Read books, self-help books. I've been reading some amazing self-help books. There's a thing called ASMR, and it talks about, and the book wasn't published till 2021, but I've been doing this since I was a child. Since I was 13. It's called Autonomy, Sensory Meridian Response by Steve Biddulph, author of Raising Boys. He's a psychologist, and the book is amazing. Fully Human by Steve Biddulph. And it talks about, so auditory sensory meridian response is when I'm correct, when I talk about something and I see a vision and I feel it, so that my whole body feels like someone's poured a bucket of cold water down my back, my neck, through to my trapezium muscle, right all over my body, like I've got a cold bucket of water all over my neck. Confirms that what I'm telling that person is actually correct. It's a sign. Apparently there's a word for it. It's called ASMR response, and it is a real thing. And they didn't even know about it till 2021. I've been doing this since I was 13. I wish I had have said something to someone, but I couldn't explain what I was doing. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't have words for it. I've got autism. We don't always have words. But now I know. So that's what I've been doing for a very long time. So we've got 5 of staves, and that is conflict, competition, dissension, ego-orientated competition, losing sight of what's important because of petty disagreements. There's fights and infights in families all the time, and I think people just get jealous of each other. I don't know why. They just do. Then you've got 3 cups. So this is coming up for you. This is your birthday party or a birthday celebration. It's 3 women that are celebrating a birthday event. I put rose quartz on that from Rainbow Runner because I feel that, women's empowerment circles really help empower women, and I think women need women. I've met this young lady. She's from another country, and she's just moved into the building next to me. And I spoke about empowerment sessions at a domestic violence place in, where is it, Elizabeth Street in Tice Hill. I didn't send her there for domestic violence. I wasn't saying she's a product of that. I was just saying she might need a group where she can talk about how she feels, because she's separated from her family, and she's just got him, and they've just married recently, and they're here, and she's on a visa. And I thought it would be beneficial for her to talk with other women that are going through similar things. That was not to have any type of discretion on her marriage, but I just thought she needed a group where she could talk about how she feels with other women. Then I got the Prince of Arrows. So this could be you or someone you're reading for. The Prince of Arrows is also the Prince of Swords. Someone who's a police officer, private detective, someone keeping an eye on you. Maybe it's your own son. Your own son may be a private detective. I put a feather because that represents St. Michael, and his name's Miguel. He may be looking out for your best interests without you even knowing it. He may be monitoring you without you even knowing it. He may have hired private detectives on your behalf to make sure you're safe. My son would do that. Miguel would do that. Because he's worried about your well-being, and he knows how independent you are and how you don't want to get help with anything. You would rather be independent and get sick and walk even though you're sick with COVID. That's what I did. Because I would rather not bother him. I don't want to get him infected. And I'm a pharmacy assistant background. I know what I'm doing. I was checking in with the pharmacist across the road every 2 days. So he knew where I was at, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And he could call it on me. This confirmation from my phone. He could call it. If I was really, really sick, he said, if you get worse than what you are and you don't get better, I'm going to tell you to go take yourself off to the hospital, which is what I was looking at. I was really sick. 8 of Staves. Oh, this is flight. This could be a plane flight. Someone may be going to travel to see you. That's from another country. They're not from here. It's also the arrows of love. You may have fallen in love with someone that is younger than you, that is either a Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, who's younger than you, that might live at a distance. And so it's saying sudden communication, energetic movement, quickness and suddenness, unknown information, final release that makes sense. Then you've got here a King of Staves that's looking after you, hopes and fears. This could be a brother, or it could be your grandfather, but there's a fire figure who is a Leo, Sag, or Aries person who looks out for you without you even knowing. He's got his spies to make sure you're safe, and he worries about you. And he's the life of the party. He's a Leo, or Leo, Aries, or Leo, Aries, or Sag. Life of the party, likes the attention on him, but he's got something hidden. He's not telling you, and he doesn't know how to, but I think he's got news on what's going on with his life and doesn't want to talk about it because he's upset by it and he doesn't know who to turn to. And maybe he just needs you as a backup, as a friend. So reach out to him because he needs your help right now. He's, as I said, the life of the party. He's the beekeeper. He likes to be in the spotlight. Don't steal his spotlight, but he also likes you to, how would you say, frame his spotlight by being a supportive 2IC to him. So you may have always been supportive of him when he was a child, and he's remembering those days that you always looked out for him, and so he's trying to do the same. Then you've got here King of Arrows. So this might be you. This might be you. The other person might have been your son. You're the King of Arrows. You don't necessarily let your emotions out. You don't show your heart. You don't put your heart on your sleeve. You're extremely discerning, and you weigh up what people say and what they actually do because you don't trust people. And I think that's helped you well in the past, and it holds you well now. You may have to do, you have dealings with the law. You may be a social justice person, whereas you look out for others that are younger children, or you live in a building with people that are from another country that you look out for, like a social worker slash government official slash disability support worker, which is what I am. I look at myself as dormitory mum. I look out for everyone. And it's saying that's what you do, and you're not easy to get close to because you don't tend to like to wear your heart on your sleeve because you can't, because you're in a job where you have to have your wits about you, and that's what it's saying. So then we've got The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And I ran into someone the other day I haven't seen in 4 years. I used to live in another facility and I was a disability support worker, unofficially, but I wasn't being paid for it, but I used to look out for people from other countries that were there when we had COVID. And I used to always look out for them, and I was like the dormitory mum. And then I ran into the person that put me in there when I was homeless, and I saw her and her husband. And it was so nice to see them again, but it's different now because I'm no longer in that position where I was on medication, not coping and drinking alcohol with medication, and I wasn't coping and I wasn't behaving very well. I wasn't at my best, but now I'm at my best. I've got a place. I've been here for about over 3 years now. In August, 3 years in August. I've got stability, and they could see the difference in me. And I said, "Oh, it's so good to see you." And I went, "Yeah, it's good to see you're well too." And it was just a nice change that they saw that I was okay. Oh, we've got, I'm going to go that. Between Worlds, I'm going to take that card. I don't believe in the other one. I think I don't need any more chaos. So let's just split that again. I think you've got 1 foot in the 3D and 1 foot in the 5D, and I think that's now normal. And I think you don't know, you're between worlds. You are living on the astral and also the 3D physical, and you got by the book. I think you like to play by the rules. I don't think you want to step out of that, and I think that's why you're so well reviewed, because you don't want to upset the apple cart. You actually want to help people, and you want to play by the rules. I've found since people moved out of the building I currently live in, I'm sleeping so much better because I'm no longer worried about them because they're all on drugs. In your work, sometimes you try things that have worked for others, hoping that you too will be successful. When this symbol appears, it reminds you that sometimes the path to your prosperity is a gamble. Win or lose, you can learn much from what comes of your wager. It's a good time to bet on your skills and talents in new and different arenas. Remain curious, and with the right combination of timing and luck, you will stumble upon something golden that will be unlike anything you've ever known before. So there's something coming up for you. This time to explore new energy between you and another is not a moment for certainty, but rather for discovery and curiosity. You don't yet know if this will last forever, so allow yourself to explore who you are and what is reflected back to you. The relationship is meant to educate you about yourself. What do you need? What do you like or dislike? What values are important to you? You are in a critical phase of your relationship that is not to be dismissed or hurried. It's a transition. It's a no man's land. And when those fires happened, honestly, I saw them back in 2018 when they thought I was crazy, put me in a mental health facility. But on the floor of my mum's lounge room, I saw fires purposely lit by a bunch of kids. And it was for a racket. It was for an insurance racket. And I saw it. And I thought, wow, why am I being shown this? And then I saw Black Lives Matters, and then I saw COVID. I saw COVID, Black Lives Matters, the fires. I saw the war with Gaza, over in, where we just had a recent war where all the people were killed and lost their homes and everything. The rivers ran with blood. That's what I saw. And then I saw another war. There is yet one to come where it ends everything. And I hope to God that doesn't happen. But I saw there was no signs of life. And to the fact that there was SUVs that were white going around door to door in Newcastle looking for signs of life because the world had ended. And back in the days of the movie E.T., when you see all that mist, when he comes out of the, wherever it was, the garden shed, and there was all that mist, that's all I saw, and SUVs looking for signs of life. So I hope that doesn't happen, but that's what I saw. And so I'm trying to forewarn. To forewarn is to forearm. I've spoken to people in high places like Elon Musk. I've spoken to emails and online. I've spoken to the Prince of Dubai, Hazrat Fazza. Spoken to him and said we need to fix and find a way to stop this from ever happening. I told him I was a psychic medium. I told him I saw COVID, and we're friends now currently on Facebook, and I did tell him what I saw. So I'm hoping this is the only way I can think of stopping it. Look, I don't know why I'll be shown it if I couldn't stop it. But perhaps now that Trump's in power, because Trump has come back in, and he said no to war, if that's the thing, then possibly we won't have a war. I'm hoping, I'm more than hoping, I don't want that to ever happen. But it's difficult. My youngest son recently had a car accident, and I saw it 5 years before it happened. And he went, "Oh, Mum, you're being stupid." I was on medication at the time. I said, "No, I don't want to get in the car." I said, "What's wrong with the car?" I said, it's been in an accident, or it will be in an accident, and you'll be in it, and you may die. And he looked at me like I was crazy, because I was on meds. And I was drinking at the time. I'm not on meds anymore, but I just still drink. And I said, "I see this car as a problem. You need to get rid of it ASAP." And he just went, "Oh, Mum, don't be so quick to judge." I went, "No, this car's a Brumby. This car's going to put you in a situation where you almost die. And I don't want to be there. I don't want to bury my child." 5 years to the day, he had a car accident before Christmas, and he almost died. Fucked up the car. He wrote it off. Excuse the French. He wrote the car off. It was a Brumby, just like I saw. I said, "I told you to get rid of it." So now it's gone, thank God. It doesn't have that energy around him anymore. I'm no longer worried about car accidents, because that car was all I could see was car accidents with that car with him in it. And he ended up being the only one driving that car. My son bought another car. I never got that impression with my eldest son. I got it with my youngest son, and I knew it was that car that had some type of curse attached to it, some bad energy, but it happened. And so now that that's gone, I'm no longer worried about it. I'm so grateful that that car is gone. But that's all I have to say. That's it for me for air signs.